Welcome back guys. Now let's discuss about perfusion to the lungs. Already we have seen ventilation into the lungs. Now let's discuss about the perfusion to the lungs, which means the amount of blood that's going to the lungs. Now the pulmonary circulation is highly compliant and it's a low pressure circulation. It's not like a systemic circulation. Systemic circulation have high pressures, but the pulmonary circulation have low pressures. Okay, highly compliant, low pressure circulation. And every minute, how much blood we are sending to the lungs for the purpose of oxygenation? It's a 5 liters. We are sending 5 liters of blood to the lungs for the purpose of oxygenation. Now point here is, see, the pulmonary arteries, usually everywhere in the body, arteries will carry oxygenated blood, but here in the pulmonary circulation, the pulmonary arteries carry deoxygenated blood to the lungs, where the oxygenation is happening in the pulmonary capillaries, and the pulmonary veins carry the oxygenated blood back to the heart. Okay, so this is something important. Everywhere in the body, arteries will carry oxygenated blood, but here the pulmonary arteries will carry deoxygenated blood. Everywhere in the body, veins carry deoxygenated blood or venous blood, but here the pulmonary veins will carry oxygenated blood to the heart. Okay. Now we know the ventilation. We know the ventilation, like alveolar ventilation, we know the minute ventilation, and we know the dead space ventilation. And we also know the perfusion. How much is the perfusion? 5 liters. But point is, in the lung, the perfusion is not the same in the entire lung. What does I mean by? See, I am dividing the lung into 3 parts. The apex of the lungs, the middle lobes of the lung, and the base of the lung. In the apex of the lung, perfusion is different. In the middle lobes, the perfusion is different. And in the base of the lung, perfusion is different. For example, just look at this image. Okay, just look at this image. Now in the apex of the lung, are you able to appreciate that the blood vessels are getting compressed? And the base of the lung, the blood vessels are not compressed, they are even more dilated. So, just by looking at it, we can say in the apex of the lungs, perfusion is lesser. In the base of the lung, perfusion is more. So, when you are moving from apex to base, perfusion increases. But question is, why in the apex the perfusion is less? Why in the base the perfusion is more? Let's see here, the blood flow in the apex of the lung. It is having less blood flow. Why? Why? Because the pressure in the alveolus, the alveolar pressures, they will compress the blood vessels. Okay, you are having more pressure here. The alveolar pressure, that's a PA. PA means the alveolar pressure. Alveolar pressure is greater than the arterial pressure, and arterial pressure is greater than the venous pressure. But the first two are important. The alveolar pressures are greater than the arterial pressures. So that's why this alveoli will compress the blood vessels. So there is less blood flow. The perfusion is less in the apex of the lung. But in the middle lobes of the lung, please concentrate. Middle lobes of the lung, the pulmonary artery pressure is greater than the alveolar pressure. Okay. So now there is blood flow. There is blood flow. This blood flow will not be continuous, but average, like an intermittent blood flow is seen. Okay, intermittent blood flow is seen. This type of blood flow is called as waterfall effect, or the intermittent blood flow is in the middle lobes of the lung. If you look at the base of the lung, the alveolar pressures are very, very less, even less than the venous pressures. Okay, even less than the venous pressures, pulmonary veins pressure. So arterial pressure is greater than the venous pressure, and even venous pressure is greater than the alveolar pressure. So there is no problem for the movement of blood. So in the base of the lung, there will be much blood flow. There is continuous blood flow in the base of the lung. So automatically perfusion increases in the base of the lung. Okay guys, we have discussed about the perfusion to the lungs. Now in the next video, let's discuss about the ventilation perfusion ratios. Hope the video is helpful. Thank you.